I guess to go ahead and kick things off, do you mind sharing just a little bit about yourself and maybe your role with rimsa?
Yeah, I am the technical director of rimsa. My background, I'm a chemist, a PhD in tribology, coatings. So I joined rimsa 10 years ago to start the R&D department. And since then, we have grown the company. I have grown with the company, and currently I'm part of the management of the company as a technical director.
So from a business perspective, can you provide also just a quick overview of rimsa, who you guys are, maybe markets you serve, that sort of thing?
Yeah, rimsa, we started in 1985 as a family-owned company. We're in the transition to the second generation. We started being one product company, so we produce only recycled brass chips. At the moment, the industry was switching from the asbestos to the new kind of formulas. So the founder took the opportunity and see this market. So we started supplying mainly in Spain first. Then we started to grow, and we started to do some international business. And since then, we have evolved our portfolio in a wide variety of additives for friction.
Okay. Now you guys are located in Spain. So do you serve primarily the European market, or do you guys supply globally to the brake industry? What's your kind of like your footprint?
Well, friction industry has been global. The big groups have factories in all around the world. So currently, we must say we are a global supplier. Oh. We are supplying 26 countries now, and we work with the major groups and both for OE, for aftermarket, and with small customers also. We try to take care about everyone in the industry. So yeah, we must say we are a global company.
As far as like the braking perspective, is there any one particular segment of braking that you all supply to, such as like OE, like light passenger car, or like a commercial vehicle, or can your materials be used in any, I guess, friction application?
Well, now we have a quite wide range of products. So I must say that we have a product that can be used in any application. So any applicator can find a solution to their problems in our portfolio. Of course, the passenger car industry, our materials are mainly going to solve some of the problems at high temperature and some NVH problems. So mainly the passenger car industry is one of our big customers, I would say, is where the development and research is much, is evolving faster also because the restrictions in materials is the first sector who take these restrictions in chemicals or in safety and so on. So, but we are also present in motorcycles. We are present with rail, with industrial brakes, everything that contains a phenolic resin can use our products.
Got it. And I'm not, obviously I'm still learning the friction material aspect of things, but so what's the main, I guess, role or primary function of your materials? Is it, I think you just mentioned too, so is it for performance of the pad? Is it for, I guess, the heat, reducing the heat? Is it basically like a copper substitute? Is that kind of the function of your materials?
Well, our core, we started, as I said before, we started with the copper-based product like copper, brass, bronze. Those materials traditionally have been used to stabilize the coefficient of friction at high temperature, to reduce the wear at high temperature. Our company have evolved, with the legislation, with the restrictions in terms of usage of chemicals. We have been forced to evolve with these restrictions, trying to provide the same solution that our traditional materials provide to our customers. So in this regard, because first we need to take out the lead, and then we went to the lead-free, copper-based materials. And then when the copper ban started, everyone was looking for a solution for the replacement of copper. At that time, we started our R&D department. We needed to understand how copper was providing these benefits to the formulas, and then with this information, we started to develop materials for copper replacement. Okay. So mainly we are focusing, because our tradition, we are focusing on solving the problems at high temperature and high performance wear of the products, okay, of the friction products.
And then is your material, is it manufactured, or is it like organic, where you get it from mines? Where does it come from? What's it look like?
Well, because our portfolio is quite wide, and every kind of product has a different process, of course. Being a SME, we have the flexibility not to be attached to one particular kind of products. Okay. I mean, we produce copper-based alloys in our facility in Barcelona. We produce our synthetic sulfides. We produce our synergistic mixes. We produce everything in-house, and every particular material has a different process. We develop a new alloy. This alloy can be made by foundry, or this can be made by alloying, different process. So because we are not attached to a particular product, but we develop, and we develop a specific product to solve a specific problem, then it's this product that guides the production behind this product. So we adapt. We start the product, and then we adapt the process.
As far as like from a technology or like an R&D perspective, do you all have your own labs in-house? Do you work with maybe third parties to help with the development of or the identification of your materials? What's that like? Just kind of describe to me how that process works.
Well, we think that innovation cannot be done alone. In the 21st century, all the innovation research, you need to have good partners to go further. Mm-hmm. So we collaborate with universities, of course, in Spain, and we have a network of. We try to be part of the ecosystem of innovation system in the friction industry. We try to work as close as possible to with the R&D departments of our customers, because at the end they are the ones that know the needs, the current needs or the future needs, and this gives us the insight to think on how to solve this problem from a material science perspective. Of course, we have our own lab in-house with some facilities for synthesis and for production of the raw materials, for characterization. And this year we are also introducing, we are creating a new unit with testing capability, because this is one of the things that always the additives manufacturer or the raw material manufacturer lacks, is a capability of testing. So this year we are putting in place a new lab with testing capabilities, mm-hmm, in the form of a trigonometer from ERTEC, and we hope this to be working before Eurobreak, hopefully, and this will help us to guide the development of new materials being tested in the final application, mm-hmm, and also providing some good data from our customers.
So Carlos, I know, being a global company, obviously, most of the industry is pretty familiar with you all. So, the break conference season is kicking off. We had Asia break, Euro break's going to come up, SAE break colloquium later in the year. So is that something you guys typically participate in as well?
Yeah. This, SAE was we are present as an exhibitor in the SAE since 1998, I think. Oh, wow. So we have been every year except last year, for obvious reasons, where we take the opportunity to be the platinum sponsor for the first digital colloquium, because we think it's a good opportunity to be close to the customers. But not only this, because also these exhibitions are becoming more and more, let's say, the way to put in common all the knowledge about the science behind the science and the engineering behind the friction materials and the braking systems. And since 2-3 years, we have made a big effort to being one of the regular contributors with our research. We want to make transparent to all the community. We don't focus only on product development, but we focus also on trying to understand why a particular product or how a particular product contributes to be beneficial for the material, for friction material. And I think the conferences and the exhibitions are a good way to show your capabilities, to share your knowledge, and of course we are committed this year to be part again as a digital exhibitor and as a digital speaker for every exhibition.
I guess from a strategic perspective, with regulations obviously affecting potentially how brake systems are being designed, developed, the adoption of electric vehicles obviously can affect brake systems and how they're developed. So what do you all, I mean, what do you spend your time on right now as far as just forward thinking, trying to think about, evolving as the brake industry evolves? Is there any particular area that you guys are really focusing on?
Yeah, we have many, I would say many open ways, many paths open now, because we try to focus not only in the now, but also in the next and the future of the industry. The now, I would say, is still fighting against the copper ban, antimony, and all these kind of challenges that come from the restriction in chemicals. Of course, for next and future, the electrical vehicle is going to have an impact on the requirements from customers, especially for OE, because the change in the usage of the foundation brakes with electrical vehicles implies some changes in the challenges. Maybe we are not talking about high temperature, maybe we are talking more about stability, about corrosion. And in the future, also the autonomous vehicle and the next generation of platforms of electrical vehicles that have been designed specifically to be electrical will also introduce some changes in the braking system itself that of course will affect to the raw materials being used in the pad, in the brake pad, and also maybe in the rotor side. So this is what it guides our efforts in the now, next, and future.
I take for granted that, if there's a regulation in the US that maybe Europe obviously is maybe similar, but is the Copperfree globally, is that pretty much a standard now, or is there still a lot of regions where it's not even talked about as far as Copperfree?
Well, I will say in US is a fact. I mean, this is a fact. And then, it's very attractive for customers to go copper-free because in principle, copper is a very dense material. So it means you have a lot of kilograms for a small volume. And because you pay the products in kilograms, this makes, and copper is a metal that also the price depends on the LME evolution in London. It's not stable in price. So people is very happy when they think on copper-free. Maybe it's an opportunity for us to make a cheaper brake pad, but fortunately it's not easy to replace copper in every application. And even from the technical point of view, in some markets that has more restrictive, or some applications like CV is not as easy to replace. And even if the regulation is only in US, more and more customers all around the world want to become copper-free. Maybe not because only environmental reasons, but also because cost reason. Even if the development involves sometimes to replace copper, makes the project very difficult and very, very expensive. That's why we try to be part of this change also by developing products like our composites, sulfides, that plays a role in the same way that copper, and can be an alternative for people who want to replace copper.
Gotcha. Great. Well, Carlos, this has been a pleasure. I appreciate you spending a few minutes with me this morning.